Hello again everyone, my name is James Shotwell, this is Music Biz, and today we're going to talk about merch. Now the music industry has been around for about 100 years at this point, and for about 95 of them, merch has been a relatively expensive investment. After all, you have to make a minimum purchase, and that is a very taxing thing for a lot of artists, especially when you're just starting out. I mean, maybe you have a few fans, but they're not really buying music yet, they're just streaming all of your stuff on Spotify, and you think that they would buy merch, but buying 200 or 300 or 400 t-shirts to keep the costs low enough for you to make some kind of profit and be able to afford it is a pretty big risk, especially when you don't know if you're going to be able to play shows anytime soon, if ever, and you don't really know what designs will work best with your audience. I mean, you can always do some polling, but people are way quicker to answer a poll on Twitter or in an email than they are to actually spend $20, $30, or $40 buying a piece of merchandise. But I'm here to tell you that thanks to the digital age and a time in the world where you can pretty much do anything on demand, merch has just gotten a lot easier, and I'm going to give you a few services that will make all of your merch dreams come true, because if you're just starting out, you can have merch without spending any money up front. Literally $0 investment up front. Now the evolution that I'm talking about is called print-on-demand services, and there are several websites that offer this, and I'll make a recommendation in a second, but there are a lot of pros to using a service like this. Number one, you don't have to take the risk of a massive inventory investment up front. Number two, most of these services will do all of the shipping for you, so you don't got to worry about all the weight and making sure that things get to where they're going on time, that you calculate the price right. It's all automated just for you. Number three, most of them offer the ability to print samples of things up front, so before you even sell things to your audience, you can get one for yourself and make sure that it's great. Number four, if you do not have a website where you can host a merch store, most of these things will give you a merch store that you can use through their service. And number five, the options are fairly limitless. Like, you can print shirts on Gildan or on Bella and Canvas or on Jersey or on anything else that you want clothing-wise. You can print canvas prints of your art, keychains, socks, everything in between, all without spending any money up front. But of course, there are some drawbacks. The biggest one, and probably the only one that we really need to discuss right now, is the cost of these items. Now, if I were going to buy, let's say, 100 t-shirts that were one color with a one color design printed on Gildan, I could probably get those made for $5 each, if not far less. But if I'm going to print one shirt through a print-on-demand service using some premium fabric like Bella and Canvas, which I absolutely love, that's going to cost about $11 or $12 for that one item. Now that's how much it costs Printful to make that thing. And when you're setting up your store, you'll be able to set a price that's higher than that, and anything above it is the money that you'll make. So if it costs Printful $12 to make something, you charge $20 before shipping, you're going to make $8 per sale of that shirt. Not really a bad margin, but you do have to remember that there's an added cost there. So your profit revenue might be a little bit smaller. If you think you might sell at a big size, maybe the investment is worth your time. But for artists just getting started, I think print on demand is great, and I'm going to recommend a service to you right now that has helped me countless times. Now, if you do a Google search for print-on-demand services or print-on-demand merch services, specifically for artists, you're going to get a ton of results because this is a growing market. But there's one service that I recommend above all the others, and that is called Printful. Now, they're not paying me to say this. There is a link in the description below, but I'm not making any money for this video. I use it myself. I want you to use it as well, and I'll tell you why. They are incredibly fast. They have amazing customer service, and I have been absolutely happy whenever I've used them in the past. In fact, the hoodie that I'm wearing right now is one that I made through Printful. I ordered it about 2 weeks ago. It showed up on my doorstep a week later, exactly the way that I ordered it. It is insanely comfortable, and the price point was something that I could not have matched unless I went out and bought a large volume of these hoodies. And to be honest, the thing that I made it for, my podcast, doesn't have a lot of listeners that are willing to pay a bunch of money for a hoodie, so that was just impossible. But Printful made it possible. Now, I know some of you are concerned about the pricing, but let's talk about this for a second. More than making money, the first thing you should want to do as an artist who's just getting out there is to have people know who you are. And every single person who wears your merch is essentially a walking billboard. Print-on-demand services make it easy for you to sell high-quality, extremely comfortable merch at a low price point to anybody who wants it. If somebody was going to go to a concert and see a band that they enjoy on tour, or maybe even discover a band at a show, they're going to pay $20, $25 for a t-shirt that may be printed on something like Gildan. Nothing wrong with Gildan, but there are more comfortable shirt brands out there. compared to going online to finding your music and then going to a Printful or whatever type service that you happen to choose. They can buy a shirt that's printed on very high quality fabric for far less than what they would possibly pay at a gig. And that's just good business. People are going to want to buy that shirt, and when it's comfortable, they're going to want to wear it a lot, and that means more exposure for your brand and hopefully more discovery of whatever it is that you're making. So if you're an artist that is struggling to make an investment in merch, or you're just nervous about whether or not people will want to buy a design, use print on demand. They are extremely easy to use. You can have as many designs as you want, and your fans will be thankful for the high quality merch that they receive. And in time, as your career grows and you start making more money, maybe you can make a big investment in merch that raises the amount of income that you make per merch item sold. But for right now, just worry about getting merch to the people that want it. And you can try things. You can make a design that nobody ever buys, and you don't have to really feel that bad about it because you didn't waste a bunch of money investing in merch that nobody wants. It's just a design that lives on the internet. If someone wants it, that's great. But if nobody does, that's also fine. Additionally, you don't have to worry about storage. You don't have to worry about shipping. And your fans get something that was made exclusively for them. It's really a win-win for everybody. And if you want more advice on how to succeed in the music business without spending a ton of money up front, then you should be subscribing to this channel, because Music Biz exists to help you understand the business of music. Whether that means the latest trends, what we can learn from what's happening right now, everything in between. That's what this channel is for. So please click the subscribe button down below if you haven't done so already. And if you have, thank you so much for sticking around. I hope this video helps. Comment below and let me know. And if you do nothing else with your life, please take care of yourself, because you deserve it.